Hello, Andrew. I've got your work up right here, and let's go ahead. I was just kind of looking through your writing here. Thanks for including this detailed written rationale. I have a few questions, but for the most part, I think your execution is good. But I have a few comments I think that will improve things. So bear with me for the next few minutes here while I go through the ad. Okay, I've got the ad open right here. That's not your ad. Sorry, let me get rid of that. Here's your ad right here. Okay, so I think you're showing good execution, and that's the main thing, right? So the logo was placed with no distortions. The masked image is showing really good masking techniques, as we can see the background right through her fingers. So that's fantastic. Through her arms, again, excellent masking there. Type is placed correctly. And I think in general, I think you're showing good proficiency with the techniques associated for this assignment and the objectives behind this assignment. I think you understand very well. I do have a few recommendations and a few comments for the actual assignment itself, is in terms of layout and execution. So I shouldn't say layout and execution. I just got done saying you have excellent execution. So your technical proficiency is excellent, but layout and the visual characteristics, I think there's a couple of things we can discuss. Okay, first, the image itself is that 8.5 by 11. It doesn't quite look like it. That doesn't quite look like the right ratio. So make sure you're at 8.5 by 11. The masked image, I think, is a little problematic in that it's just really unnatural that she's kind of masked out to gradient here, but then the hands kind of reappear. The elbows are missing. That's really, really uncomfortable. And I think that to a very high degree, the viewer is able to look at this and say, oh, the elbows must have been cropped out. That's why they're hidden with this mask. Okay, so it's really up to you if you want to change it. I would recommend changing. Matter of fact, I would recommend changing your layout into this formula. And if we go over to the course announcements, we see this formula is proven time and time again to work. And that's one main background image, headline, subhead, paragraph of body copy, and then the contact information. A paragraph of body copy that would include the promotion, and then the masked image. Okay, we see it there. Here we see it, same formula, masked image. Here we see it again. And these are all outstanding examples of the magazine ad itself, right? So we take a look at yours and we see that the general configuration is a little bit different. Almost looks like it could possibly be two ads. So we could see that this bottom is so visually dissimilar to the entire ad that this could almost be construed as a different ad, or maybe even three different sections on the same page, because each one, they're just not sharing the same visual characteristics. In other words, the composition itself is lacking in harmony. So when you have different components that look like they're assembled together and that you see different parts, that's pointing to harmony. If you notice, these all have just gorgeous harmony. Everything seems like it fits together instead of kind of being kind of compartmentalized. Did you see what I'm saying? My recommendation is this. Okay, I looked at this background image, and then this JPEG is a really, really poor quality. So even if I zoom in here, everything looks horrible, as you can see. So the background image I'm a little bit concerned about. I'd like you to use a high resolution, high quality image that doesn't show any evidence of compression artifact or pixelization or blurriness when zoomed in. This one, I believe, does. So, and so does the masked image. Again, it could be the rendering from the JPEG. But to increase harmony, my recommendation is to find a background image. Now, this should only take you a second to do because, as I just said before, you're showing excellent technical proficiency. So to recompose the ad, I think would be very easy, and I think it would also translate itself in terms of adaptation to the banner ad. I think will be much easier to adapt with a different masked image. And I'm going to recommend that you do that in 1 second. But the first thing I would do is I would use this formula. Okay, one background image. Okay, headline, subhead, paragraph, then logo, masked image, and use your paragraph. Include your promotion in the paragraph. Okay, and then this masked image, I don't think it's working for the reasons that I stated earlier. I just think it's really uncomfortable that the elbows are just missing. So my recommendation is to maybe select another masked image to use, which is not a bad thing really, because this masked image of the woman with the cucumbers over her eyes, it has nothing to do with the ad itself. You see what I'm saying? You're saying relaxation, 50% off savings when you book directly through us, first-time visitors. Why does she have cucumbers on her eyes? I mean, if this was an ad for a spa where you're specifically running a promotion for the spa, sure, I could see that. But um, but again, I don't see a correlation between the promotion, the ad, um, um, the context, and this image right here with the cucumber. So my recommendation is to select a different masked image and to recompose in this kind of format. Okay, I think honestly, I think it'll actually be much better. It'll be a lot easier to adapt to the banner ad, and to be completely honest with you, I think it'll be a little more effective in terms of including it in your student portfolio when that time comes. Okay, so what you want to do is a logo down here, masked image down in the bottom somewhere, and then contact information over here. I wouldn't center anything here. I mean, right now everything is centered. I would consider left alignment here and just follow see left alignment. The reason I say that is because center alignment does nothing to activate the negative space. It creates symmetry everywhere. So as you can see, all the negative space right around this ad has symmetry. Okay, with the exception of that, but this is basically all symmetrical, so we're not activating negative spaces. We can see this beautiful negative space over here, right over to the right side, and then the margin on the left. Okay, so you want to think about not center aligning all of your type. My recommendation is this: left align headline. Underneath that, left align subhead. Then over here or over here, depending on the balance of the image, of the composition, a little paragraph of body copy, masked image down here somewhere, logo lower right hand, contact information lower left hand. Try it. I think it's really going to improve harmony. Okay, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any necessary clarifications. Thank you very much.